Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to ROX Box on this Monday evening. Hope we've all had a good weekend. Hope we've all had a good Monday. Hello to so many of you. Angela, Debbie, Kim, Carolyn, Shardy, Andy. I hope you're all good. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I say us because I'm not on my own today. I have brought that amazing Kieron back with me. He did such an amazing job last week. So, yeah, he had no choice. I pushed him down to the ground, twisted his arm. I went, you will come on board. Hey, Jan. It's like sitting in the theatre waiting for the curtain to go. It is. I'm literally sitting there, and so is Kieron. We've both been on the in the waiting room, just waiting, and poof, 6:30. Hello, how are we all? So yes, it's all good. Hope we're all having a good day. So tonight is card readings, and I did say 2 weeks ago that I would like to share this space with other. I'd like to showcase those guys and the amazing things that they do. And I've got Kieron for 2 weeks. And then next week, we've got our first circle, our first get together on Zoom to do a little bit of development work over there. Next Monday is just going to be the introduction day, just to see where we're at, what we want to do, what do we need to get involved. And that's just once a month. We're going to be doing that. So then after that, I might try and get another card reader, see if anybody else fancies coming up and doing a little bit of cards with me. If not, I'll do it on my own, or I'll go up North Devon and bug Kieron again. But anyway, I've slated him enough. Let's get up there. Yeah. You're okay to share. We love the odd troll every now and again, so don't worry about sharing. Last week we had a lovely person that tagged nearly every single person wanting a reading. So absolutely share away, guys. Share away. Hey, Danielle. Hope you're well, gorgeous. So let's welcome to the stage Mr. Kieron.
What a stage it is.
What a stage it is.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Doing, mate?
Yeah,
very
I feel
well.
Good now.
Very
good.
well. Because bless Kieron, he's prompt. Guests I have on here, and literally it's to the second, and I go on to talk as they're just coming in to connect and going into that waiting room. It's like they're here, thank God. But Kieron's a nice early guy, so he was on here about 6:05, and obviously we'd not gone live yet then. So I quickly brought him up on the screen. I went, "You're live," and it looked like he was about to lay a humongous egg. So, Kieron, if anybody here is the first time with us, if you just want to introduce yourself and what you're going to do for us tonight, alongside yourself.
Sure. So essentially, I am a tarot reader, energy reader. I don't like to label myself, but my main tool that I work with is these just Rider-Waite tarot cards. I don't have any other decks that I choose to use. Just these ones. Essentially, if you've been for a reading with me, or you new to the experience, you know that I don't read in the same way that other people do. A card can have a very valid meaning by dictionary, but that's not necessarily the way I work, so I work with how the cards talk to me, and what spirits say to me, and how I feel about a situation, and we just go from there. It's as much as you can give in energy wise, or just attending, that's enough to say, to prompt me to be ready. So good.
Fantastic, and that's it, and I like it. And yeah, I've only got one tarot deck. I think it's quite weird how you have one. I mean, I've got hundreds of oracle card decks, but tarot, I think there's just that little bit more in depth with tarot, and you just seem to just gel with one, and that is it. I've only got one deck, and I love it. So yeah, and tonight, shall we try? Let's get some questions out of these guys, shall we?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
instead of the normal yes please for a card, let's we've got the tarot here. The tarot is such an amazing divination tool. So instead of just putting yes please for a card, break the boundaries. Let's get a question. Okay. So please sit and think, what sort of guidance would you like for this coming week? Or, what do you want to focus on? Anything at all. Just put up a question. Kieron will give you a one-card tarot, and then I will back that up with an oracle card. Okay? So, yeah, I don't want to see yes, please for a card. We want to see some questions coming up. Okay? Oh, Danielle Collins.
Yeah, I'll just see that.
Okay, so what is my priority right now?
Is that not one of the trickiest questions to answer going? And what's your priority? Right. So my gut tells me that your priority is essentially health, and not so much wealth, but a wealth of knowledge. So you're building upon something, and it's not easy going, but you're going to get there. And it's do you know what? For you, Danielle Collins, I just want to take a break. I want to stop and rethink my priorities. Your priorities now are not the priorities that are going to be relevant next week. I got this card. You got one card where everything is as a little bit crazy. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things to prioritize. So it's about making it simple for you, working with things that are important right now and dropping the things that aren't maybe so important. So the less relative situation that you feel is impacting life, let it go for a moment. Let it go and prioritize your priorities. There's too many priorities there, but essentially let some crap go, and your priorities become a lot more clear. But certainly health-wise, I want to say there's health development. Lungs. I find it hard to breathe in efficiently, so I'm looking at health. I'm looking at my actual body and the way that I'm treating it, and the way that I'm doing things, the things that I can change about my pattern, about my the way that I'm living, the way that I'm treating myself. That's my priority at this point.
I like that. And for you, Danielle, the oracle card for you is Rhodonite. This signifies that something at the moment, this might be your priority, it might go in well with what Kieron has said, is just to stand back and be honest. There might be a time of forgiveness looming around here. Rhodonite is a supportive stone. You might be doing something here that you need to hold someone's hand. You need a little bit of reassurance, a little bit of support. And Rhodonite is here to signify that it's got you. Whatever you're doing, stand back, be honest, forgive. You're going to have that support. You're going to be held. So, yeah, I think that might be your priority at the moment, is to stand back and let something go, like what Kieron was saying. That card really resonates with what Kieron said. Fantastic. I love Rhodonite. Such a comfort stone. Good for grief, good for loss.
Absolutely.
We just got a quick question here from Debbie. She's never used tarot. What can it offer?
Tarot essentially depends on the way you use it, isn't it? Tarot is so negatively stereotyped in its for its time. It's such a different way of using it now. So tarot can offer guidance. It can offer healing in a sense. It can offer the spiritual connection that you have been looking for in a form that you didn't believe it would come. So a lot of people would. Or stories I've heard, I'm going to go to a medium and get what I want, and then they come back disappointed. And I'm not saying that's the case every single time, but tarot can quite often be that small little message that makes sense to you. It's to me, it's nothing mind blowing. It's nothing ground shattering. It's confirmation. It's making you, or not making. I don't think makes. It's just that sort of feeling that comes alongside you in a healing sense. Do you know what I mean? There's no stress with the way apart from the way I talk is a bit stressful to me, but there's no stress, and I don't believe it should be that way. Anyone that makes you feel uncomfortable in a reading maybe isn't the person for you. Do you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, Debbie, just think, is there anything that you need a little bit of outlook on? Is there a question that you want a card to try and answer for? Bit of guidance, a little bit of a life check, something like that. Okay. So, Jan. Oh, where have you gone? No, please show it. Thank you. So, the lovely Jan, where should I be putting my energies in work-wise?
Work-wise. Again, a priority is we come up with this world card. I'm trying to back it out so you can actually see. The world is quite interesting. Where should I be putting my energies in work-wise? And essentially, the answer to me would be not in work at all, unless it's on yourself. The world is bringing those combination of situations and allowing balance and bringing things into a state where you can feel comfortable throughout your life, not just necessarily work. So if you're balancing energies or putting energies into work, I would question if that is the job for you at this point. That's not my question, but there's so many situations that are thrown out to make people feel uncomfortable or dreading the situation of going back to. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but at this point in time, our priorities and our what we're being shown a lot of is what's coming up through the world, right? So where you're putting your work energies is simply taking that away from someone else. Just balance it out. Balance not someone else, somewhere else in your body. It's like chakras, balance them out. Things become a little bit easier and you can work and flow more harmoniously.
I like that. Thank you. And Chrysophase has come out. So for you, try and look at your own motivations. Look at your own actions rather than seeing the company or the place that you're working for. Just look at your own, what you put into that place. And what is it that's driving you in that workforce? Is it you? Or is there an ego about it that's driving it? Is there a natural flow to it? Or is it starting to be a bit more egocentric in the workplace? So having a look at that, whether you're bogged down, Chrysophase is there to see beyond the ugliness, to see beyond the fog, the cloudiness. So Chrysophase comes along and removes that and allows you to really see clearly of the true intentions of the company, but more importantly, what are your motivations and actions for working in there? Chrysophase for you there, sweetheart. Carolyn Smith. Oh gosh, she's going back to work next week. Guidance, going back to work next week after shielding. Thank you.
Absolutely. Guidance, going back to shielding, is Ace of Wands. Now, this is about knowing your strengths in your work environment and understanding that people through this trauma that the government and the world are putting us through, again, just my opinion, people have changed. So this Ace of Wands is pulling out your inner strength, understanding that you are calm-headed and or certainly level-headed around people in this chaotic situation. So they are questioning themselves in this time. It's really, really important before you go back into that work environment that you're confident in your own abilities and understand yourself, however challenging work can be. You know what I mean? It's a really important time for you to just go and be strong. And this is what the Ace of Wands is saying. We're shedding away the fear and doubt, because there's a lot of there's times where you question yourself a lot, Carolyn, and I think that this is the time to let go of the doubts and issues and situations that have gone on in the past, and just be like, I am strong, I've got this. And going back into the work environment with confidence and knowing your job role is going to be where it's at this point.
Perfect. And quite incidental with that, obsidian. So I'm feeling, are you questioning this? Is there an unsettling here? Do you feel that you should be going back to work? Are you forced into going back to work? There's a question here. You already know the answer to this. And I feel you do have to go back there, because the truth will be revealed when you're there. But obsidian is coming here because it's a very grounding and very protective stone. So working with obsidian, it will allow you to feel protected. Put that shield up. So if you're there and you're going back to work and you're thinking, oh my God, no, it's been a while since I've been back here, but it's still the same old politics, I'll call it. I think that's the right word to say. Allow black obsidian to put that up. But there's a question here, and you know that answer. But you need to go into the workplace for that truth to be revealed to you there. All right? But protect yourself up. Right. The lovely Anna Smith. Is this the beginning of the end for where I am working?
That's
I think next week we'll just
question.
Yes, please, for cards.
Yeah. And essentially, we're here. What they want you to consider is that it may be the end of the beginning, but it's only the beginning of where your next steps lays. Now, what this card important is you're taking information, taking knowledge and skill, and the lessons that you've learned from your employment as at the moment, and the yellowness is really positive move. So regardless of whether you stay where you are or move, you're going to be seen in a better light. This card says that you step out of the chaos. It depends on the situation you get thrown in, essentially. If you get thrown in the situation where there's chaos around you and people are taking too much, then absolutely the beginning of the end of where you are. But I don't feel like that's going to be the situation. I feel like you're going to be thrown in for more responsibility, and it's a case of stepping back, reassessing what's going on around you, and moving forward strong, using your knowledge and wealth and your gift as a empath to understand that people are coming from a certain direction they don't understand at this point. So absolutely, in my uneducated mind, I believe this is beginning the end, but you will have more responsibility.
I like that. Thank you so much. And for you, we've got diamond. So you're asking, is this the beginning of the end? Diamond is coming to say, are you ready if this is the beginning of the end? Have your resources, and you will be ready. You are ready, because diamond, we've got all these many faces. A diamond has so many facets, and it's a different personality, a different trait to you. So don't worry when this ends. You can just turn around and go through another face and work on that, and everything will be all good. So yeah, allow diamond to shine bright. Allow it to light up your path, taking you away from the end and into a brighter future. So thank you very much, Anna. Diamond. Although I hate diamonds. So I'm just going to compare that to Herkimer diamond. I don't like diamond in itself, but let's look at the Herkimer diamond. That's where we'll go with that. No, I'm not a diamond. A diamond kind of guy. Nancy. Hey, Dan and Kieron, will a family issue resolve or stay as it is?
That's a really, really difficult question. Essentially, I'll start with your card. You are. This card is, or it's not even the card, it's the spirit saying to me that you are beyond the resolution. I don't know that it's your problem to fight or your battle to fight necessarily. It feels like this is going back generation, whether it's one generation or two, I don't know. But it's like, I'm getting quite fed up with this at this point because it's not your problem to fight. And although you're quite invested in it, I just want to breathe and say, actually, this is yours. This is that's the message I'm portraying to you. Just pass the buck if you like. That's not my at this point. This is not my issue. Please take that. And I don't know the situation, but this card to me screams that you need to conserve energy for yourself and allow just a little bit of space and a little bit of healing and a bit of light, because situations become quite consuming and quite heavy and quite sort of dramatized is the main word that comes to me. So this is conserve your energy, become light, become everything that you want to see on that next step of your journey, regardless of this disagreement or issue within the family. You have to move forward. There's the real urge to give you a kick up the arse and say it's the next step now, because you have to see past this hurdle.
Fabs. Nice one there. And for you, we've got Varasite, which happens to be the card of today on Dan ROX. With this situation, Nancy, is there any pretense? Is there any pretensions around here? And for this, we need to have an understanding. You need to be true to yourself. Varasite is a very nice, calming, gentle energy of a crystal. So it is about understanding, being open, and just being still. And again, find out where can you get involved, where can you back out of, by being still, being open, and being true to yourself. And have a look and go, oh, for Christ's sake, they're just making a mountain out of a molehill. So just let it fizzle out, let it go down. But for you, importantly, just be still, be open, have that understanding, okay, and really look from an outside point of view rather than looking in and trying to find a resolution to this, okay? Hope that helps you. Danielle Collins, super interesting. Thank you. And that's super helpful. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Oh, I've just gone all the way down. That's okay, Janet. You're okay to be like, if you can just ask a question, Janet. Okay, ask a question, and there we will put that in, okay? Here we go for Shardy. Any guidance on selling my cottage, please?
No, this is quite. Do I feel torn with this question? First of all, I get the number 6. Now, to me, that was sooner than you think. So 6 weeks, but that seems quite a short period of time. So whether that's that, I'm not saying sale agreed by 6 weeks, but certainly in-depth interest in 6 weeks. And your card is the Lovers. Now, that's rather a bizarre card for a home, isn't it? But essentially, your new house has to feel homely. So my initial thought was, I'm rushing this a little bit. I'm looking too much or too hard for something that's going to come to me. So the lover is, you'll find that idyllic place in time. Don't rush this situation, because it will happen when it happens. But the number I get is 6.
That's really quite spooky, Kieron, because you've got lovers, and I know that Shardy absolutely adores the crystal I've pulled out, which is opal.
Wicked.
And opal is that time to focus. It's for the love and emotions. But you've got the lovers, and again, this is about loving yourself and loving around you. It's that thing that if we put some love into the cottage, if we start like, oh, how are you? It will shine and it will attract that buyer. It will attract the people that's going in there. So have a look around your surroundings. Have a look at what is happening. Where can you put that bit of Shardy into it? Where can you put that love and allow it to sparkle, allow it to shine? Don't sit there and just be like, oh God, I'm sick and tired of this cottage. I want it gone.
No.
Treat, give it a rub, give it a caress, and opals is that signification of putting you on your true path. So opals, using this, it's going to give you your path in life of where you need to go, and only time will tell whether that is going to be with the cottage or not with the cottage. But work with opal, trust in what the opal is giving out, but listen to your heart, sweetheart. Absolutely. I know she's going to, she actually messaged me, I think it was the night before, because she was watching Opal Outback Hunters, and we were both saying how we're both going to go and hunt for opals. So it's really quite funny that you pulled out the lovers and then I pulled out the opals. It's like, oh, okay. Lucy, we would love to give you a card. Put a question on it. Okay, put a question there, and we will draw you some cards out for that question. Okay, we said, I know you and Janet were late coming on parade, but we said we're not doing a yes please for cards. Kieron is adamant he wants some questions. Okay.
You put that on me. Yeah, that's fine.
I've got tarot cards, but never used them. I've only very, very recently started watching card readings. Very, very interesting. Get them out. Start giving a shuffle. Start working.
Start just for a minute. That's why. Do you know what? If you'd have said 6 years ago that tarot would be a bit of my life, I would have said absolutely not. But just taking that step to understand, or in a moment to reflect on what they sort of tell me. I mean, you'll understand more when I really explain it on Wednesday. Nice little plug there. But tarot for me is it's just an expression of the feelings or thoughts or understanding that I have for a person's situation. So whether you're an empath, whether you're aware of people energy or not, to me these are just the tool I use. It's no different to a medium using mediumship as a tool, or a pendulum or oracle, or whatever your tool is. Essentially tarot is that. But if you just sit with them and not really look into it too much, the little book that comes with it, that is not really necessary. Sit with it and just vibrate with those cards. You'll get a feeling or an understanding, and more importantly, don't question it.
No, absolutely. But like Kieron said, any questions about the tarot, keep them and throw them at him on Wednesday night when he's our special guest. Okay. So any understanding you need of the tarot or anything like that, wait until Wednesday, and we've got the whole evening to question this guy.
The whole night.
Thank you. I've been supporting family, and Dad's recently died, so wondering what I do now. Just be just be yourself, just be you.
Yeah.
You've
So,
supported people, you've gone through a lot. When my mum passed, all I wanted to do after that, after I tended and took care of things, was just me time. I needed to charge. I needed to build up. So for me, if there's any advice for you, Jan, is take your time, don't rush, and don't feel guilty of taking your own space, being with Dunk or being, on your own. Don't feel guilty of that. You need that. You need to replenish. You need to recharge on that. Okay. Bless her.
my emphasis on that was going to be time as well. Don't pressure yourself, expecting grieving or healing to be done in the next however long. It takes years and years to fully work through that. And Dan is in a fairly similar situation to myself, where my mum passed away. That is, and there's still moments where you sort of
You don't get over it.
No, you get thrown back to a thought or a memory, and it's just like, oh damn, here we go again. So don't put a sort of time expectation on yourself, or any expectation for that matter, because everybody heals and grieves in different ways.
Absolutely. But we're here to support you, sweetheart. We're sending you massive hugs because, yeah, it's horrid. It's a horrible situation to go through. Heather Nichols. Sometimes I feel very stuck in my life. I know what dreams I'd like to achieve, but they only seem possible with a lottery win. How can I help myself move realistically towards my goals?
Okay. So movement and water, because is energy, and energy is emotion. So we've got this board card that is putting too much emphasis on your goals, and making it trying to force a reality is the only way I can say it. Trying to force a reality out of that, and it's not working for me. So what I'm doing is becoming stressed and anxious, and working myself up to a point where I'm saying I'm losing my cool with my goals. It then becomes absorbent. It becomes a thing that controls. So my honest opinion would be, and my gut feeling is move slower, think and double think about the ways that you can make it possible, and really allow time to do its thing. Balance is so bloody important. So what I want to say to you as well, just bring things, whether it's meditation or healing or any of the steps that you can go through, bring things into balance a little bit more, because I can feel it through my stomach and through my chest that things just aren't right. It doesn't, something about your statement or whatever it is that's there just doesn't feel right in my body, which is strange, I know, but just take all the pressure off that realistic goals, and just live day to day, and what you find is that things just become easier, and if it's for you, it will just happen. I don't know why and I don't know when, but it just happens, and it's when we release any expectation on yourself that those things sort of really start to come through strongly.
Absolutely, and couldn't agree more with the card that I chose for you, Heather, with what Kieron has said. Clear quartz. Clear quartz is the clarity, the focus, but there's no colorization in this. This isn't rose quartz. It's not smoky quartz. It's stripped back. It's clear quartz. So for me, again, sit with this quietly and focus. Strip everything back to the core and just, right, okay, let's take this step by step, bit by bit. Like tomorrow night when we're doing the new moon altars, we set our intentions, we set our desires ready for the full moon, but it doesn't mean that the next day we should start acting on those intentions. The new moon doesn't go from new to full. That takes little bits, 2 weeks for it to go full. And this is, again, with the clear quartz, of just stripping it back and really simplifying this. don't put any pressure on this. Just sit on it. Don't sit on the quartz point. Just sit with the clear quartz, or sit with your intentions, and just really simplify and get the purest of detail and start from there. Okay. It is hard. I would love a lottery win. Literally, just £1 million, and I would literally be set. I don't want a lot. Okay, Sarah Meredith. Any guidance would be welcomed. Okay. I think I feel that we could deal with this kind of like nice little bit of guidance after the last few questions.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Now I'm not trying to do a dam by any means, but I've just picked up my horrible chunk of groundiny wood, and the card I got alongside that was strength. Now I thought for the instant that you sort of flashed it up, any guidance would be internal Sarah. I don't know what's going on, but everything seems, you know, when you rub a balloon on your head and all your hair sticks up and you can feel that static energy. I feel like that's a lot of how you're feeling at the moment. There's a lot of static, a lot of uncertainty. So now what I want to say is strength essentially has got you. You've got that inner strength, and now what I want to do is pull it out. I want you to feel. Do you know what I feel like? A lot of you with this static, you shut down. Whether it's emotion, whether it's feeling, or what's going on around you, you've shut down. And I want to say, open back up, allow that strength and that confidence, and really rely on your being in this point. You know, everybody in their moment of need looks externally, and what the strength is saying is that you've got everything you need inside. So any guidance that you need, although it's good to confirm from other people, is absolutely inside you. It's about drawing that out, about drawing everything you know, drawing upon that knowledge and that wisdom that you've grown and learned over the years, and your experience, your life experience. Also want to say that you need to share some experience. I don't know, there's a teachery type vibe with you, not because of your picture at all, but just that life experience, that life path. I feel that you need to be sharing with other people. There's a lot of good in talking, a lot of good in shared experience, and I feel like you could do a lot for other people should you have the confidence and the strength to be able to do so. Again, it's literally internal for me. I want to say, bring it back to yourself, and you'll get all the answers you need.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kieron. And I brought out Suzulite. So it was really interesting when Kieron was going about that static energy, because Suzulite is a crown chakra stone. And I feel that static, you need to declutter. You need to empty that mind and the environment for all that is unnecessary. So the static energy that Kieron was on about, declutter. Okay, it's all up there. Get rid of, sort it all out, and bring that in. So that's the guidance. And with that, then you can open up and invite where you want to be, what you want to do. At the moment, you can't, because it's just bzz, 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 bzz. So just take it out, put in what needs to be in there, leave out what doesn't need there, and then allow it all to flow a lot more easier. Okay, thank you very much, sweetheart. Karen Smith, thank Kieron and Dan for my reading. So rang true for myself. Blessings to both of you. Blessings to you, sweetheart. Angela, I'm so indecisive. I can't think of a specific question. Could I have some general guidance, please?
Guidance.
At least you tried, Angela.
Again.
At least you tried, sweetheart.
Yeah. The card I draw for you drew is King of Cups. Now, this is not so much about changing, but movement. You've got to keep moving. Not physically, or in relationships or friendships, but I feel like you've got to keep moving. I don't know if you get to a situation where you feel, for me, it's emotional, as if I can't do good enough, I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy. And what this King Cups is coming with a right out the arse and saying, actually, you need to keep moving. You're a strong individual, and you're worthy of some sort of happiness and peace and again balance. So we're bringing things back to reality and saying, it's about recognizing what other people see, but from your own perspective. You know, people see the goodness in you and the light, and you're this person around for so many other people, and it's about recognizing those qualities in yourself.
Beautiful, absolutely. And for me, and it's funny that you said that you're so indecisive, because I've got Dan Bright here. I would change my name to Dan Bright if I could. I love the stone. And this is here to say about stop taking your life so seriously. Trying to force some spiritual enlightenment? Are you trying to rush the development? Again, like the previous person, are you somebody that, you know, you get an idea and the next day you want it to be visualized, you want it to be in the reality form? And that might be because of your indecisiveness. So it's like, right, I need it here now, because by tomorrow I've changed my mind and I want something else. Dan Bright comes in here. Now, Dan Bright has striations. So the energy, the direction of Dan Bright is fast, like black tourmaline, kyanite. So it's a really good stone for decision making, because it literally opens up to the soul star and you get the answers straight away. So work with that, but find the fun in your life. Don't take it so seriously. Is also what it showed me, is don't put pressure on things. Just let it flow. Don't change your mind so much. Don't be worried about things changing.
Yeah.
Okay. Andy, there was a passing in the family recently. After having not spoken with this person or their living family member, will things be resolved? Okay.
It's quite a relevant card, and it issues what I'm feeling a lot. The Tower. Essentially, what I felt reading your statement was a lot of imbalance from the heart, as you can imagine. That the passing of a family member is it hits everybody in certain ways that brings up guilt. It brings up this track that we seem to put ourselves on, where everything is. I'm not. Okay, I've got to put this in a certain way, that you're not a negative person, but when we feel guilt for a situation, we see the negative in that. Is the only way I can say that. So the Tower is very much about being the bigger person and or maybe the bigger person, but having the bigger heart in this situation and saying, look, things need to be changed. It's forcing the issue, but with the intention of doing it in the right way. Will things be resolved? You can't hold somebody accountable for that aren't here anymore, essentially. So the things that have been said or the things that were done, we're sort of in the politest of respects, die with that person. I don't mean that to sound horrible. So you will resolve things with family members. Your situation changes slightly, and I don't know if it comes back strongly or like a strong family circle as such, but it's taking the step initially to make it happen. It's understanding that actually, if I want this to happen, I'm going to have to do it my way. And the Tower is, even if you walk into that room shaking or send that message shaking, having the strength to do what you set out to do. Intention in this is everything. So you intend to do the right thing by your loved one. You have to carry that out in the way that you feel comfortable with, and maybe appreciate that not everyone's going to respect that or understand that, but in time they will.
Beautiful. Nice. It is a tough one. And I've drew out Sunstone for you. Now, a light in the darkest of places. Also, the upbringing, the upliftment of energy. So it's a nice stone to have when dealing with difficult situations, because you'll always see the light, and you'll always see the joy, and you'll always see the positives in the situations. So it might be a nice thing when things are starting to resolve to just think of the positives, anchor in that light. Whatever you're dealing with in this, bring the light forward. It's no good fighting in the dark. Draw on the light and allow that to show you the way out, as well as this other person. Bring it out into the positive area. So sunstone for you. Okay. Nice warmth, strong colours. Independence, willpower. So even if things do go south, you still got that independence and the willpower to move on.
So something prompted me to say mutual space as well. A mutual space where there is no bias to either of you, so or family. So we're going to a space that's mutually clean and fresh, and there's no bias towards any situation or anybody that can trigger.
I like that. Yeah,
that's
perfect.
That's all I've got to say.
Beautiful. The gorgeous Janet. Any guidance on my love life? There's a reason she's had 2 men for that.
What? I have no comment. This is genuinely what I've just pulled. Like, not I don't fake or pretend, but that's just come straight off the top of my deck. Now, what I love to say about this card is I'm taking those R's off the end, and maybe and this is just about love, which is very relevant to what you've asked. But essentially, I get the feeling that you need to make sure you're loving yourself in an appropriate way before you can open up to be loved in the way that you want. There may be people that have caught your eye. You may be in a relationship. I don't know you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the situation you're in. But what I do know is that you need love, not necessarily the lovers or someone to love, but you definitely need to love yourself a little bit stronger, a little bit more. And Joe, I feel it from that heart situation that or my heart, that you put expectation on a relationship, which sounds frustrating, but it's based on previous relationships. So what I want to say with the lovers is, as and when the situation arises, take back any expectation or any doubt, essentially, as to how this person's going to treat you or you be treated, and just feel love in any way that it comes. I also love all this love, but it's taken it back to nature as well in this card, isn't it? It's taken it back to those moments where there is nothing, no outside distraction or interference, and it's taken it back to just understanding a person, that human to human contact, without a phone or without Netflix or without a TV or a cat or whatever it is that is distraction that you bring into a relationship to distract. Essentially, it needs to be removed in that moment. When you find that person that you feel so comfortable with it that you don't need anything around you, that's the person for you. You just, although we feel nervous at times and apprehensive, and you get all those butterfly feelings, this is essentially about just expecting the best for you, without any distraction.
I love that. And again, the card I've pulled are the Boji stones. Now, these always get sold as a pair. One is masculine, one is feminine. So it's that balance, bringing that equal appreciation of both energies. So just topping up on what Kieron was saying about yourself, just focus in yourself. Work with the male energy, work with the female side of the energy. Make sure that they are meeting in the middle. Make sure one's not meeting more so the other side than the other. And bring that balance in, making sure everything is equal. Don't put too much emphasis on outside there. Again, with most people, we need to work inside when it's love. When we need to find love, we need to find it in ourselves first. Then we can send it out there. So work on those energies. Thank you so much, gorgeous. This is a little bit of an announcement, because this beautiful lady, Julie, she went in today for a hip replacement. So this is her husband, Kim, who's just let me know that she's out. I'm so excited. They come and see us every Saturday, and I am missing their company so much. They've helped me out so much. And it's all went according to plan. Thanks to you and all of their healing thoughts and good wishes. More tomorrow. Absolutely. And tomorrow we're going to be doing the new moon altar community grid ready for the 17th. And we're also going to do the autumn equinox grid ready for the 21st. But I'm going to put a healing grid on there as for Julie. So people can put stones on there. And as a community, we can send out healing to that beautiful lady. If you see her, give her a big kiss from me. Beautiful. Lucy, will my family move to a house more suitable for us?
Will my family move to a house that's more suitable for us? I don't know if you're going to like what I'm going to say to you, actually. So I got these two of Pentacles. It's about balance. It's about juggling act. The juggling act and keep moving. It's about not being. Do you know what Dan said earlier about putting the love into the home that you've got to Sade? I don't know.
Yep.
But essentially, putting the love that you have into the home that you're in. Now that may not be. I can't see that my computer.
It's exactly the same card pulled out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Essentially, the house that you're in may not be suitable as it stands, but I feel like with a bit of juggling and a bit of sort of prioritizing your belongings, we're going to say in the kindest way, it could work for you. It will work for you. And I'm a great believer in your home is where you park it, because I've got a makeshift camper van. So if you're comfortable in the space that you're in, which I don't believe you are at the moment, you can make it comfortable. You can make it loving environment for you. So a home is regardless of space, regardless of who's in it, as long as you're happy. And if you're happy, then I assume that's suitable for your family. And do you know what I mean? That's not answered your question as such, but it's all about juggling in this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, our home is that external shadow of us. You know, if we're not happy inside us, we don't ask if there's a suitable body for us to just transport into. So again, because I've got Opal for you, which is the same card that we pulled out for Shardy. So again, it's about following your true path in life and looking at that. And if that house is happen to be where you should be, then just look to see where you can put more comfort into that. Instead of turn around and going, right, no, actually, let's move. Just look and go, well, actually, if I just put if I put a beanbag in that corner, and if I put a plant here, and if I put a picture of the family here, and see these positive things that when I come in, I'm smiling, or incense, you know, smell, you know, a lick of paint. It's amazing. There's that TV program, isn't there, where people want to move out their house, but people come in, redesign their house that they're in, and give them the choice of, now do you want to stay or do you still want to move? And 9 times out of 10, they want to stay because they don't realize the potential they've got already. They just look and go, no, not good enough. I need gone. So follow Opal and, you know, work with Opal. And all I can say with that is, if you're meant to move, Opal will move you. but don't be too disgruntled if Opal is still putting you where you are, because you can still make it at home. You can still make it work. Okay. Even if one of you's got to live in a tent in the garden.
It's funny you mentioned tents. I'm prompted to give a camping reference, and it's when you camp, it's about the experience and the people that you're with, not necessarily the tent that you're staying in. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
life is what we make it, and your home will be comfortable as you make it, and in the time that it takes. Essentially, you sort of live this experience of camping where you go and sleep in a bit of fabric, but it's the whole experience alongside it that makes it worthwhile.
it is. It is. I've got our event shelter up outside because that's my office throughout the week. That's where, for social distancing, I see people and I do my office and admin stuff, and I love it. I am loving being outside. These past few weeks, it's great. It's so nice to be out in nature. But yeah, I hope that helps you, Lucy. Nancy, thanks, guys. Confirmation of my thoughts.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. Sarah Meredith, what is my next career move?
Do you know that primary school song when you're sat in assembly and they start playing the guitar and it's like, I've got the whole world in his hands. This is you right now. This is a opportunity to do what you feel drawn to do, but essentially it's giving back. It's giving back to the earth. It's giving back to others. I don't know if it was you that I spoke about shared experience, but whatever your next move is, there's a whole lot of giving, and the amount that you get back in return is so much more. Maybe not financially, but you feel the love and it echoes. And do you know what, your life balance improves, but what your life worth, the feeling that you get for going to work and doing the things you need to do, just goes through the roof. I feel like it's a real important move, that whatever you do next is a given thing.
I like that because Chrysophase is here. And again, Chrysophase is about not judging a book by its cover. I relate Chrysophase to frogs. If we think of the Princess and the Frog, you know, at first she went up and it's an ugly frog. Why would anyone want to kiss a frog? But through seeing beyond that and giving it a kiss, she got her goal. She got her desires. So for you, your next move, it may look ugly, but look beyond there and see how that move is going to help you to progress. It might just be a stepping stone, but look on that and look beyond the face of it and think, actually, how can I turn that into a positive? How can I put this into what I need to do to advance? Okay, it's like working behind the bar. You know, so many people look and go, you're working behind the bar, you're pulling a pint. Actually, you're a counsellor, you're an estate agent. There is so many bows to your string working behind the bar before you even get to pull a pint. You know, so look at that. You might just think, oh, I'm only here to pull pints. But through listening to customers, through getting a report up, you are listening to things, you're giving advice, and then you think, actually, I could do this, and it might lead on to something else for you. All right, Sarah?
Absolutely.
Kim is all ready to fire up his RW set. I think RW stands for Raider. Wyatt, is that the name of your tarot deck?
Oh, Rider Waite. Rider Waite. Yeah.
I think that's what RW stands for. Shardy, thank you, guys. Really interesting, especially as the situation is complicated and has to do with an ex-lover as well. House is number 6. So you got the number 6 there. So interesting as well, Dan. Not only do I love Opal, but the cards you are using tonight are the first cards I ever came across, and Opal came out for me that day as well. Love it. Thank you. Do you know what, Shardy? That is really interesting because these were the first deck that I ever came across, all the way back in Nuki in 2007, I found these cards. So they were the first crystal cards that I had. And this was like my directory. So I would use these cards. And if I didn't have the stone in person, I'd go to Razzmatazz and I'd find that stone. So I'd have it with this card. So that's really quite interesting. Okay, Lorna, Marshall. Again, guys, please bear with us because I have no idea how far the comments are gone. We are working through. We've got half an hour left. So please be patient. We are going to work down as many as we can. Lorna Marshall, I am learning to be a psychic medium and crystal healer and have come so far. Am I on the right path still? Would love a card.
Yeah, you are. Do you know what I want to say to you, Lorna? Is I want you to be dancing, not as a career, not as a job, not as a whatever. But you know what? It's such a heavy line of again that's sort of echoed it completely. It's such a heavy line of work. It's so tiring to a degree. You know, you get tired. You get. Stop laughing, Dan. I have a valid thing here, right? It's draining. And a great way of getting your energy back up is just having a bloody dance, isn't it? It's just having a dance. I want to see bringing some light. You're frustrating me, Dan. Bringing some light to your job, to your role, and whether it's dancing around the people that you crystal heal or just doing it in fun. It's just movement, isn't it? It's breaking stale energy. It's moving, and it's bringing light to the people that you work with or for. Four's quite important because I feel like that phone line, if you like, the people that you're working for will appreciate that boost in energy. Now, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but at the time of this card being drawn, you know that's quite a frustrating feeling, being left out to dry, essentially, in a situation that can be suffocating. Speaks to me about energy. It speaks essentially, I said it last week, you can't pour for an empty cup. So we're boosting our energy, we're having a really good time, and maybe not it's about splitting the time in a way that works well. A work Lorna and a play Lorna, but either way, prioritize the play over the work, I feel is just what needs to be said. You froze down.
We've got Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is about projects. It's about goals. It is more about seeing things through. It really helps you to get out of muddy situations, sticky situations, bringing in that clear light. For me, when I connect with Tiger's Eye, I feel that I'm covered head to toe in mud, and then a power wash comes on and just clears me up. I can really see clearly, really focus well. It is a member of the quartz family. It is grounding, and it's grounding for the solar plexus, to take our control, our power, and really sink it into Mother Earth. So your project, what you're going on, I think you're going the right way. Have a bit of strength, have courage, confidence. Those three properties are in Tiger's Eye. You're a crystal healer, so you know I don't want to be teaching you how to suck eggs there. I'm sure you know all about Tiger's Eye. So yeah, absolutely positivity. You're on the right path. Thank you so much, Lorna. Belinda, can I have some guidance on where my life's going?
Without a card, Belinda, I'd say that your life or the way that you see things going is too heavy. I will pull a card for you now. Okay, so we've got all these obstacles, if you like, all these things in the way. So when I think that tallies up quite nicely of energy being heavy and when we're looking for a guidance or a direction in life, everybody takes tends to focus far too hard on that thing that is very realistic within their capabilities, but also maybe a disjustice to their own ability. So the guidance of your life is maybe taking a step back and reassessing your abilities and the things, the strengths that you have and work with, and not forcing an answer from your question. Essentially, can I have some guidance where my life's going? You've got all those skills inside you. You've got all those cards that you can call upon. It's like, just take one step at a time, because ultimately I see your picture as being quite big, and you're wanting to be at that destination now. So we're, instead of taking the little steps or learning and understanding through experience, it's trying to pressure a result now. So this card for me is taking that step back, bringing some clarity and some vision, and really allowing things just to go the natural way. I know that's probably not what you want to hear, but that's how it has to be for me, I'm afraid.
I like that. And for you, Belle, Rhodochrosite has come out. Open your heart and take your first step on your journey. Rhodochrosite comes to us, it's playful energy, red squirrel energy, allowing us to connect to our inner child and allow us to do that. We've got the learning sense there. We've got the creative center there. So sometimes, instead of trying to get over the big things, by working on the little things, we find that we're actually halfway over the big thing. So get back to that creative side of things. Find joy, find life. Whatever the journey is taking you on, bring in that energy. Remember to always have a play. If anything's mundane, switch it round. Connect to your creativity. Think, right, how can I bring this boring thing into life? How can I make it more fun? And become that, and you'll find that you will go on where your life needs you. Okay? Rhodochrosite.
I've been prompted to give you a really poor reference about painting as well. You know, if you paint a room and you don't do the prep work, your painting job's going to be pretty pants. So it's about the prep, and however frustrating it is, or however time consuming or lack of interest you have in it, it's the prep work that's going to get you the decent result at the end of the day.
Perfect advice. Perfect. Sarah Meredith, thanks. Heather Nichols, thanks guys, that's fab. I have had stomach and chest issues with anxiety, so that made sense. You are welcome. Jan, thank you, Dan and Kieron, for your thoughts. You are welcome. Laurie from America, can you tell me how things are going to go with my current job?
We can indeed. Wow. This is a bit of a bizarre card with job reference. So this is very much. I mean, he's resting, isn't he? He's seen in a good light. He's resting. He's chilling out. So it's taking perspective and understanding that where you are, the only way I can say is that you're there for a reason. However frustrating or disconcerting it becomes, you're there to learn something from that environment. And I feel like your rest period comes after anyway, doesn't it? So your reward for that frustration and that cloudiness, if you like, will come back. You'll sort of gain so much. And do you know what? Regardless what this card says, I feel like you're entering a new phase of life, a new phase of being at this point, and it's time to recognize it essentially, and maybe not understand it, but just go with it in the moment. A job is one thing, but I feel like you have to flow with whatever comes around that. I don't even know that your question, if you like, is necessarily job related, but obviously work has a big impact in how we live around that.
Perfect. And again, that came out for you. back to back is rhodochrosite. But for me, rhodochrosite is all about strawberries. It's all about raspberry ripples. It's that sweetness. And for me, that sweetness of success. So for you, are you getting success? Are you getting the rewards you want with this current job? Are you sitting in a rose bed, or are you sitting on a thorny bed? You know, look at this. I feel the answers are with you, with the current job, and just do the pros and cons. Is it rewarding, or is it, like I said to the previous lady, is it boring? Is it mundane? Is there something in there that you can switch up? Can you bring in a picture? Can you bring in a plant? Can you do something that's going to make you smile and feel it? Are you being appreciative? Are people valuing what you are doing? Are you getting the success there? So weigh up those pros and cons, and just make sure that you are in that sweet smell of success. Make sure you are that bee in the rose and not the thorn in your side. Okay. The lovely Leslie from the Isle of Man. What should I concentrate on?
Yeah. I got two ways of reading this. Now, that's either a really sort of frustrating situation, or it's a bloody good time. So this to me would be about perspective. I'm going to say it that way. It's about perspective. Is your intention over the next 2 years to have a good time, or is your intention over the next 2 years to be frustrated? I feel like there's a lot. The lack of wording in your question says a lot about your current situation. I feel. What should I concentrate on? To me, there's too many options to pick one. So we prioritize what is good and what is beneficial and fun, and sort of dwindle out of what is not. Because life throws us these avenues and directions that we don't necessarily know for us until they're right there, and you think, boom, that's you start to vibrate in a certain way or feel a different thing, and it's unknown. But essentially, this card for me is about prioritizing what makes you feel good. Concentrate on you. Concentrate on those feel good moments and making those memories, essentially.
Absolutely. And for you, Leslie, we've got Garnet. So concentrate on things that you are committed to. Garnet is all about commitment. So if you are not committed to it, don't give it your energy of thought. And there's no point in concentrating on something. If you know, give it a week, it's going back in the bin and you're moving on to something else. So, yeah, Garnet also ignites you in a furnace, gets your blood flowing, gets you pumping, gets you feeling alive. So look at that. What is it that is really speaking out to you? What's jumping out at you? What's making you feel alive? What is making you feel alive? Concentrate on that, because that is what's bringing you. So very much like what Kieron says, look at you, see what you need to concentrate on by what you can commit to, because there's no point in putting all your eggs in one basket. Commit to one thing, and then see what else comes to life. See what makes you live. Concentrate on that. Okay. Angela, brilliant. Thank you both. I need a bucket of that damn bright then. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Danielle Collins, is online dating for me. I've met my husband on Plenty of Fish.
Wow. Isn't it about maybe just trying? Doesn't it speak a lot about trying? It's about sort of coming out of those comfort zones, coming out of what you feel is the right thing to do, and taking a chance, taking an opportunity, and making it work. You know, the important thing with online dating is that they don't see you for you necessarily. So I don't know if that justifies your character, regardless of Dan and or Dan's experience. I feel that you need to see people for you. That you have to give, the love that you have to give, and those special features, because not everybody writes about their special features, do they? But if you see that person in real life, or their energy, and people are aware of your energy, then I feel like you've got everything to gain. But give it a try either way.
Absolutely. And Topaz has come out, the Fire Stone. So this is all about walking your path and bringing that light to your path and making things clear. Again, this is a nice piece of raw topaz, so we can see if my fingers work. No, I don't know how you do this on all opposites, but you can see on there, you can see the striations like I was talking about with Danbright. So this is going to be direct. So with online dating, there's going to be a lot of mucking and messing and a lot of Tom, Dicks and Harrys on there. So working with Topaz, working on your higher level, sort out the trash and only become direct to those that need it and those that require it and respect your energy. Don't waste it on those practical jokers, I would say. But you know what I mean about online daters. But yeah, Topaz, really bringing that light direct. I can't believe I said dick with online dating.
It did make me chuckle.
Danielle Carlins, love you guys. Love you so much, sweetheart. Thanks, Dan and all. Janet, thank you, boys. Felt a bit embarrassed about asking that question as I thought I was being frivolous. Yes, I am working on myself. Go for it, girl. Go for it. Oh, it looks like I need to ask a question. Yes, you do, Karen. Yes, Karen has asked. There we go. So, Karen, what do I need to focus my attention on? Is there something I'm not seeing?
So what I get drawn to is this, the third eye. That's you see things in your light, in your perspective, in your being, but it's that next level of intention, that next level of awakeness in a way. I don't know you, Karen, so I apologize if that offends you, but I feel like it's that next level. Regardless of what the cards say, I can pull a card for you, but to me it's open. Okay, it's opening up. It's releasing any preconceived idea of the devil there, and just believing and trusting and working on oneself until things just become a bit clearer. But to me, you know, when you intend to do something so much that it almost prevents it from I know that's we shouldn't promote that in any sense, but I just want you to come back a little bit, relax, and see things in a clearer way, because there's so much fogginess around the forehead at the moment. I feel like we just want to clear that out a little bit, and you'll see a bit clearer. You'll see those things that are around you, or the deception around you, because that sounds awful, and I didn't mean it to sound that way, but we just clear out a little bit, and things become a lot easier.
I like that. And I was shuffling cards, and people know I always shuffle 13 times to pick a card, but a card fell out, and I don't normally go with cards that fall out, but it was when you were talking about your mind and your third eye, and it was the Lapis card. So I've gone with it because Kieron was talking about the third eye. Lapis is your third eye chakra stone, so there's got to be something here for you. Lapis is all about bringing in that truth, really allowing you to banish any discrimination in all areas, even in yourself. You might be discriminating yourself. Banish that. See the truth. See the true colors out there. Lapis is a combination of lazulite, calcite, and pyrite. So this is going to support us while we cleanse this area. We've got the calcite there to support us. We've got the blue that's going to bring in what we need to see. There might be people around you that are trying to pull the wool over your eyes. They're trying to physically blind you, but your third eye sees all. And then we've got the pyrite there, the flecks of gold, fool's gold. So don't let people make a fool out of you. And I do find you need to see, I feel like someone's putting blinkers over you. You need to see the bigger picture. Okay? That's lapis for you, sweetheart. Now let's go back up because I think it was Amanda next. Something for Rowan, please. Where will life take him?
It's quite an interesting little one. Do you know what I get? I get the impression that he's in a situation or a place in life where he doesn't really know what's next, or doesn't know where to go, which is a bit of an obvious thing from your question. But we've got the Knight of Cups, which is saying, when you've got so many opportunities that you just want to do the one thing that is right, but we rush into that and then it becomes something different. I'll give you a rubbish example. When I left school, I was looking for the thing that was the easiest to do, which in turn related to be catering, which is one of the more difficult jobs to do in the world, from my perspective. So it's taken 14 years nearly and retraining and a whole lifestyle change to find that part of my life that feels comfortable. So where life will take him is not always the most convenient place. It's about research, essentially looking into how he feels, where is more comfortable, and just taking a moment to not rush into things that may, like the fool's gold in that last statement, something looks really brilliantly shiny and fantastic, but it's not the real deal. So this is about assessing what's going on, really understanding from his point of view where he wants to be and what he feels comfortable in doing. And just living life at the moment as well, I feel is quite important. Don't pressurize that next step. Don't pressurize things where he feels he has to do something, or you need to do this, or there's going to be consequences. At this point in time, he needs to just be that individual, be himself, and where he goes next is irrelevant, really. I know that's a really rubbish thing to say, but the next step is irrelevant. The Knight of Cups just says that if he doesn't take the right choice at this moment, there will be more. There'll be more opportunities for him to do what he feels drawn to. And it's a big part of life where we invest so heavily in one thing and then find out 10 or 15 years or even shorter periods of time, that's not for me. And that's part of growing up and really living life's experience. And in that, those opportunities are fine as well. Understand that is not a problem to change where you want to be in life.
Yeah, definitely. And Amethyst has come out, your general healer. But one nice thing with Amethyst is that it transforms negativity. So at the moment, there might be a negative area that is going through. Amethyst is here to say that is going to transmute, that's going to clear, it's going to get better. But sometimes for us to allow that, we may need to release something. We may need to cleanse ourselves for that process to happen. Amethyst is the sober stone. The Greeks swore that if you held amethyst, you would never get drunk. So addictions, to sober up. And it might just be, it might be a real big life change, that sobering thought. It doesn't have to be drink related. It could just be that one day you've been walking around in a mist and all of a sudden, bang, you bang into that lamppost and, oh, Jesus, I need to wake up. I need to do something. 10 years has gone and I've got nothing to show for that 10 years. So, yeah, negativity doesn't have to be black and people poking you and stabbing you in the back. It could just be that you're drifting. But Amethyst is here to say that that can shift, but we need to release, we need to cleanse on that first for you, sweetheart. Well, for Rowan. Thank you so much. Duncan. Hi, guys. I was on a spiritual journey a few years back and worked on learning mediumship. Problem is, after a bad experience, I started doubting my own abilities and trusting my instincts. And despite experiences with various energies since, I struggle to believe that I am capable. Is this mirrored in other aspects of my life? What do you suggest? Cheers. Yeah, there's so many bad experiences, and it really knocks you for six when you have a bad experience. I know a few people at the moment, because I'm reaching out to some people for special guests, and because of what's happened with lockdown, there's been a few people that have gone on to online, and they have had some real tough experiences. So you're not on your own there at all, Duncan.
What I was prompted to say is that if I put my hood up, I can't see anything beyond this point. I can only see what's in front. So what I want to say is take whatever protection you've got on yourself or whatever you've got, even if it's just doubt or frustration or just people's emotion or people's words, allow that yourself to move forward. So you're coming out of that situation, not slightly put off from your experience, but it doesn't dictate what your next move is. I really feel that if that path is for you, if mediumship's for you, or working with spirit, or just being awakened to this way of life is for you, then the one thing you need to be doing is taking that protection off, and maybe not throwing yourself out there massively, but just allowing yourself to see more, feel more, trust more. And trust is quite an important word, isn't it? It's the trust in your own ability. Don't let those negative words or thoughts sort of creep in, because then it's doubt, and trust turned to doubt is nasty, isn't it? It's not where we want to be in life. So take your hood down and you'll see more. I can't see a lot. Take it down and you'll see more. You know, it's just about being strong enough to be accepting of whatever comes next in a weird way. And I'm not expecting negativity, not expecting people to comment in a way that's going to hurt your feelings, because you're a talented person. You know, it's not right for anyone to be doubting your ability. And quite often, don't they say that if somebody comments in a negative way, it's just a reflection of their own feeling. They see some good in you, they see some light in you that they are jealous of or frustrated of, or want a little piece for themselves. So don't let anybody put out your light, and step into it strongly, and sort of in a way that you feel comfortable.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that he mentioned mirror, you mentioned reflection, because the card I drew out was hematite, which when tumbled is that mirrored stone. And hematite is a perfect stone for this shock, this trauma, this difficult time. Because when we go through that shock and trauma, people have heard me say this so many times, we have the dandelion head. So all of our energies are up here. Hematite comes to center and ground that energy, putting it where it needs to be. So at the moment, and a bit like what Kieron with the hood up, that's where all your energy is at. You're in your head. Bring in hematite, ground yourself, let your centers go in, and then you could be like, whatever, on what Kieron's just said about it's with them, you'll realize that. And you'll be so mad that you've beaten yourself up for so long, that thinking that it was you that had the problem, yet center those energies, clear your mind, and realize that you're not the problem. You've got the ability, you've got the capability for doing that. Okay. Now we've just got one more, and then I'm going to let you go, Kieron. Are you okay?
Yeah, carry on. It's fine.
So the beautiful Sylvia, can you advise me on what I can do to visualize? I only see every now and then with my third eye. If I meditate, I see or sense nothing.
I mean, you've probably got some strong advice for invoking crystals or do you know what I see you, Sylvia, and your strength is in a field or in a woodland or in a just somewhere marshy, stomping around and really grounding yourself, because it's quite an important part of the process. But it's calming the mind. It's allowing that earth to absorb all the problems and absorb all the thoughts and everything that's going on around you, and just feeling in its simplest form, nature, feeling that love and those little bursts of energy radiating from the earth. And I personally feel that's a brilliant place to start. I don't visually dreams. I can dream, but don't necessarily see things. I feel it quite often. But when I go to the woodlands and hug that tree, or I know it sounds weird, but or stand it. Where I live, we got a little woodland with a beautiful little stream, and if I go and stand in the middle of the stream, that's the most connected I ever feel.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why, but for me, the only advice I could give you would just to go out and be within those natural elements and start there.
Absolutely. And that's it. When people are on about meditating, it's not about cross-legged hand positions and people say, "Oh, you meditate, don't you, Dan?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And most people think that I am sitting there with incense, oming. I'm not. I meditate when I knit. I meditate when I crochet. A lot of people walk and meditate. People like you stand with their feet in the sea, river, lake, and they feel that connection. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, with visualizations and stuff like that, I just started up a beautiful group this morning, connecting with crystals and helping them to connect and strengthen their bond with their crystals. But just quickly for you, before I let Kieron go, I started this evening with rhodonite, and I'm glad that we had time for you, because we're ending with rhodonite. And for you, it's that support and it's that holding your hand. And I think that's where you need to look for. What is it that will hold your hand? Where is it you feel supported? Go there and meditate. Don't put too much pressure on it. Don't force to see things. And like what Kieron said, be calm, relax. It was the first thing I got them to do this morning to connect with crystals, is to be comfortable and to be relaxed. Because if we want a strong connection in meditation or connect with a crystal, they're the two key elements. Doesn't matter what crystal you've got. If you're not comfortable, if you're not relaxed, you're not going to get a strong connection. You're not going to meditate in a deep sense. Okay? So there are loads of comments of thanking and giving awesome advice. And Sylvia also met her other half 3 years ago in a game. I'm not going to ask what game that was. Was there keys involved and a fruit bowl? I don't know. But yeah. Kieron, thank you so much again. And
no problem.
If anyone has missed the opportunity, I think we got through everybody. But this amazing guy is my special guest on Wednesday night. So we're going to open it up for questions. If you've got anything around tarot or the way that Kieron works, please bring those questions to the table on Wednesday, and he will do his best in answering them. But then I think we will go through some of the cards. I'll be stepping away. Kieron will be coming on and just doing his solo act, because you're amazing, Kieron. I love the way you connect, and I love how very similar our lives are. Working
weird,
with
isn't it?
these 2 weeks, catering, losing our mums. I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? You could well be my brother. It's like,
always.
Absolutely a pleasure. So thank you so much, mate.
Thank you, bud. So it's if you'd have said it in, well, I think I said it in sort of 6 months ago, I was in a bit of a different situation where I thought maybe this isn't for me, and for whatever whatever way it works, things synchronized, and then I started watching your lives, and things just at that point where you said, I'm thinking about getting some guests on, I thought actually that is the moment where I need to step up now, you know. And I love reading, I love working with people, and it's very different to do it online as it is in person, but for whatever reason, it just works, you know.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So that is it. I'm going to let you drop down and
that was brilliant.
tend to your gorgeous wife and your beautiful kids. Send them my love. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you Wednesday, mate.
Yeah, take it easy. Thank you very much.
And see you later. Cheers.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye, Kieron. Oh, what an amazing guy. I absolutely enjoyed these last 2 Mondays, and I'm really looking forward to getting him all on his own on Wednesday as my special guest. Now, I did mention throughout the live tomorrow night, some of you regulars will know that when there's a new moon coming, we come together to do a communal altar. I will be going on that first on Instagram at around 3 o'clock, get them involved and get them an altar set up. And then I'll be on here tomorrow night at 6:30, where we'll do a new moon altar. And also we've got autumn equinox coming next Monday, the 21st-ish. So we'll also be honouring that as well. And like I said before, one of my dearly lovely friends, Julie, she's just come out of having a hip operation. So I want to put a board there for us to put some crystals on to honour her. So we don't normally come on a Tuesday night. It's only when there's special occasions, full moon, new moon, or a Sabbath, that we come together and build a communal altar. So either mention some crystals. If we've got those crystals, they'll go on the boards. If we haven't, we'll go for a substitute, or come back and give us some words. We'll have our intention bowls out there. So if you just want some words of healing, some words for you for this new moon, progressing up to the full. It's a new chapter. It's a fresh start. But like I said, we don't expect to put that intention in tomorrow night and then come up the next morning wanting it and expecting it. We need to work on it step by step. So the actual new moon is on the 17th. But I like to go on a couple of days early so people can see what's happening, and then they can replicate that on the actual day on their own and in their own little private altars. And then we've got Kieron. We haven't got a live market this week. I'm in a meeting on Thursday night, and Adam's on a driving lesson. But then Friday, we've got the quiz back up and running on Zoom. So we're still about, we're still around, and we're on Instagram Live, and we are on Facebook. So thank you all so much for coming on board. Thank you for allowing us to test it. It's nice to work with another energy, and especially an energy like Kieron. It's really great. So thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're around tomorrow morning, I am on Instagram at 11, doing a little show and tell, a little talk about crystals and their properties. But then I am on again on Instagram at 3 o'clock to do the actual communal grid. And then, but I'll be here at 6:30 tomorrow night to do that. All right. So thank you all so much. Good night. Enjoy. Bye-bye.